Namaste, greetings and love everyone. True Patriot here, also known as CC2 Arms. We're back for another garden update on behalf of Volunteer Agriculture, True Living Organic Farms. This particular bed, this has been our most prolific producer of the cucumbers. This is the national pickling cucumber. We've ate quite a bit. We've put up some pickles, and she's still producing very well, folks. I don't know if you can see this. Just an excellent cucumber variety. So far, so good. Heirloom, all organic, hugelkultur styled bed. And let's look at some of the other vegetables growing currently. In this container here in front of us, we have a sugar baby watermelon plant. We've got some dill. Just to the right of that, we've got the yellow patty pan squash. These two red containers, they contain a California Wonder bell pepper. That is a red variety. It is listed as being a very sweet variety. We've just started getting a few peppers off of this one. We've already harvested several, and you can see we've got several more that have started to emerge on this particular one here. And the Romas, you know, we've already canned quite a few Romas, and no matter how many we eat, no matter how many we use, the Romas, insofar as a tomato for preservation purposes, for putting you up some food for a rainy day, the Roma would have to be my best recommendation. I mean, the amount of fruits that we've gathered off of the Roma tomato plants, these videos of these older plants here and the amount of Romas still remaining on the vine just don't do it justice, folks. I can't tell you precisely. I think the number right now thus far off of these 6 Roma plants, I've already harvested a total of 30 to 32 pounds. Anyway, folks, moving right along, we're going to look at the beefsteak tomatoes, which are starting to ripen now. Now, here are the beefsteak variety of the organic heirloom tomatoes. And you can see, I don't want this camera to be shaky. Apologies, folks, but I am going to move us just a bit. You can see some of those in there. They are a rather large variety of tomato, real meaty. What these will probably be processed and turned into. Now what we're looking at, folks, is the Carolina Reaper hot pepper. For those of you that don't know, it's like the hottest pepper in the world. Anyway, I don't know if you can get in there, if you can see them. Just another prolific producer. I attribute most of my successes to nature, you know. Anyway, this is the Carolina Reaper, and she's just loaded with peppers, folks. Just loaded. Most of those will be added to some of the fresh pineapple preserves that we make, and they will be converted into a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. While I'm down here looking at these, we'll show you just a few of the herbs. We've got the traditional sage. We've got some Italian flat leaf parsley. We have some cilantro, which has already started flowering. But anyway, folks, let's move right on along. This is one of our cantaloupe beds. This particular cantaloupe bed consists of a cassava melon, a Hale's Best melon, and a honey rock. And you can see that they've already started producing. should be pretty good. We just got these trellised up over the last few days, so she's the plants are slightly stressed. That would be normal. We should expect that. We did just now, I was pretty rough in getting them trellised up. But anyway, should expect some good fruit. I anticipate taking the cassava melons and converting them into a cantaloupe pickles. Should be an interesting experiment. This is the homemade pickle variety of the organic heirloom cucumbers. A lovely flavor, just slightly different than the national pickling cucumber. I actually like to, I found that for our purposes, the national pickling cucumber was a better variety for pickling. And this homemade pickles variety, I find that they're just best to eat just straight off the vine. But anyway, she's doing great. This is one of our lettuce beds, but of course, since we are in summer, we don't have any lettuce growing. But look at the size of this catnip, folks. Keeping in mind, catnip is a member of the mint family. And I have taken bags, I mean literally cutting bags off of her. And I've dehydrated those. They've been dried and processed, which they go into teas, they go into soups, they go into salads. The medicinal as well as dietary benefits of catnip, or not just catnip per se, but the entire mint family, it's just wondrous. People really should research this further. Oh, we've also got some dill in here. We've got some more sage. There's another type of parsley over there. I don't know if the sunshine is casting too much of a glare, but what we're looking at here are a couple bean plants, just some stragglers. Oh yeah, they're loaded with beans, of course. But mainly in this planter here, we've got the black-eyed peas. I didn't grow a lot of black-eyed peas this year. I think I've got a total of 8 plants. But so far so good, folks. I tried to get back a few feet so that I could do this plant justice. This is the large variety of cherry tomato. And from the ground, this plant is roughly 8.5 feet tall. I did top them, believe it or not. I actually topped them a couple times. I cut their runners off early in their growth, and they just keep on keeping on. It isn't for lack of sun, because right here on the side of the barn, they pretty much get full sun all day. They just, yeah, they grow pretty large. I'm going to pick one of these off and let y'all take a look at it. Again, this is the large variety of the cherry tomato. Not to be confused with a Sweet 100 or some of the other cherry tomatoes. And they're really sweet, really juicy. An excellent tomato just to eat, put in your salads or what have you. This particular planter right here has the autumn bell peppers. There are 4 plants in this container. They've just now started putting off peppers. I'll probably let this first flower set, or because it's so small, I'll probably let it go. And just before these particular bell peppers on these plants are ripe, I'm going to go ahead and intentionally cut them off prematurely with the hope of encouraging additional flower development. So these will be some plants to look for doing their best, probably late summer. They're still pretty much establishing themselves. I'm not real familiar with this specific strain of bell pepper. But anyway, so far so good. These are the hot variety of the Hungarian yellow wax banana pepper. Yes, there is a basil right here in front of us, but aside from the basil, these are the Hungarian wax banana pepper. And we've already harvested and preserved several pints of peppers, which we made a candied hot pepper ring. And that's about it, folks. I've still got some work to do. I also would like to point out that if you're interested in any of the plants that you've seen here, my particular tips, tricks, techniques that I used in growing, feel free to send me a message, shoot me an email, what have you. If you're interested in purchasing any of the genetics, maybe some of these plants you want to grow yourself, I do have a eBay store. I do have backups of all my seeds. I do keep my seed stock from year to year. Anyway, folks, on behalf of Volunteer Agriculture, True Living Organic Farms, this is True Patriot. And until next time, folks, be productive. Try to love one another. And just do the right thing. Later, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.